So I've got additional time on my hands, an hour or something. Figured we might as well do some of the stuff we discussed earlier during the long stream, and maybe go for an additional hour. And I don't know, do some set pieces, maybe configure set piece takers, and then look through these things, and maybe also do another friendly, just to get rid of preseason at some point. And given that this takes forever in Sweden every single year, because we don't play the cup, well, we have some time on our hands. So let's do this, and hopefully maybe next time we can make it in the cup. I don't know, that would be really great. If just for the purpose to finally get something to do in preseason, other than what we have to do right now. Yeah, so anyway, concept for today. We had some technical improvements, I guess, overall, throughout the last matches. And this is fine. Now we will play these teams here going forward. That's lower league teams, mostly. The own youth at some points. Hi man, welcome back. Remember, thanks for keeping you company earlier. So yeah, there we are. We'll do some of the additional boring stuff, but it is as it is. As long as Perron doesn't force me to look up an additional 50 players that are all entirely unaffordable to us. So yeah. And in case sounds a little bit off, I'm trying to be a bit calm. My girlfriend's asleep in the other room. There's 2 doors between it, and usually she doesn't wake up, but yeah, don't want to bother her. Let's put it that way. So no screaming today, hopefully. That's it. So much for the preliminaries. Perron, anything new with you? You good? And I'll look here into set pieces now. Hi, Jürgen Klopp. There we go. It starts like it ended. Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much for that one. Probably more likely than Guardiola, though. But there we go. Okay. So for the positive formation, this looks fine. I'll skip through all of these and look through these and just think about if this is okay. Same here, this looks fine. I think we've been there, man. We've been there. You're repeating yourself. I don't know the exact time mark, and it's not on YouTube yet because it's still processing, but we've got that somewhere in the 7-hour stream. You need new personnel. So, player marking for Nila Fossell. I'm not sure if this is wise. Probably go back is fine. Just be there. Yeah, just be there in the back and help out. This guy. This is Nathan Lowe. I'm not sure if he's the right one for killer ball, but apparently, yeah, one could argue that this is good. So that's okay-ish. Let's save this. Positive corner defending right. And then we do the same to the left. They are both on player mark duty, and I think that's viable. They are both not good markers, so this is not a good idea. You can clearly see it here with the marking. That's really bad. I'd rather have him just go back and try to contribute anything, really. Doesn't matter much if he marks anyone. So that's a positive corner defending left. Alright. We've got that set up. Now on the attacking side. Well, on the attacking side there's the question of the set piece takers, first and foremost. I think we got that covered. So far. I'm not sure if I want Melander to take corners though. I mean, to be honest, that's okay, but his crossing is shit. Same with Korovic. Corner taking is okay, but the crossing is shit. Ytterhogdals got decent corner taking, and the crossing is shit. And it goes on like this. So why would we use the midfielders anyway? We can also use the left wingers. It's not like these set piece takers are any better. So let's go with the obvious choice here. Let's go with the obvious choice here. And see how are the left wingers doing. First sell Eggman. Where's another alternative on the left wing? He won't be. Puga is. So Puga is an alternative for the left wing. A really bad corner taker. But his crossing is decent. We might actually give him some time, well, on corner training at some point. Anyway. And then these are all not left wingers. Nielsen, I don't even know who this is. Oh yeah, that's the goalkeeper. I forget. He got promoted from the U19, and really I don't play him, so I have no idea who he is. Tirana definitely not. Spitty Boys here, wrong wing. There's someone I forgot. The English guy. Where's the English guy? Morgan. Dylan Morgan. There he is. So Dylan Morgan can take corners too. Yeah, there was one here. Really not. So one of these must be on the pitch. More or less. Always. So I guess this should do it. Now, corner taking from the left at this point. So this will never be taken. But sure, the left corner taker will always do this. Is it Low? Did we put Low in here? No, it's Morgan. That's okay. Do not confuse the two English players in the squad. That's not good. Okay, so all of a sudden we don't need a short option anymore here. That is, if it doesn't pull somebody out. What we can do though is, well, he can attack from the edge of the area, or he can lurk outside, which he's good at, by the way. Talander, on the other hand, I don't even know Namors. Sorry, man. I didn't watch enough football in recent times, so I have no idea who that is. This should be fine. Nila Fossell here should be fine. Okay, he's a Marvel villain. I learned something today. Yeah, have a nice evening, man. And thanks for being around, I guess. Somebody's just trolling. Have fun with IKEA. Alright, we got this. So this is the setup for the positive near post corners left. We'll do this. Now, granted, we did a lot of these at the start of last season, so it's not that much of a change. And on the right side, we will try to do something similar. Overall, this is good. So we deal with really bad corner takers, but on the other hand, we have a lot of people lurking outside the area. Some of them might get the odd shot off, and this here should be good defensive-wise. So positive near post corner right is good. That's fine. Now we do it to every other set piece too. Free kick taking. Is there something that's not right here? They form a wall. He's at the edge of the area. So in a positive formation, that's not really required, I guess. This might be all there was one though, not a good header. Where's the DM? I must have tomatoes on my eyes. Where's the defensive midfielder? Yeah, there he is. Okay, so I'd rather have it like this. The defensive midfielder back here. This is usually a stronger guy, well, technically gifted. So at the edge of the area makes sense for him to pick up the ball and play a killer ball. And these up front here, these two are just wasted in defense. Doesn't matter much, so they can form a wall. And he can be part of the wall, because he might need to go forward. The other alternative is to put Nila Forsell in the wall and one of the defenders to the back. Actually, that's not a bad idea at this point, because we know that most of our... Here he is. He usually, the right defender here has... Yeah, they go back anyway, all of them. So the right defender, so there's no sorting here. I was confused for a second. So the right one is usually a strong one, because Ngongo as well as Burnson, I think his name is, they are all decent from a physical point of view, so they can compete in here. It's to a degree similar with the left one apparently. That's a new situation for us. I'm not used to this. Usually they are weak, but Dirk isn't. Dirk's got decent jumping, well, 7-point strength is not great. Ngongo is a beast, overall, I think. So, that's good. Burnson, decent in defense. And jumping and so on, he can contribute, defending a set piece. Alp not so much. So the left side is probably the weaker one. We might want to keep him up front. On the other hand, what if we change this with the striker? For him to form... No, not there. Form the wall. So say he forms a wall. He's good at that, yes. So this would imply that the striker and the two midfielders form the wall. That's okay-ish. So they are in the area for the counter-attack. And we would do the same for the left side. I'm not sure if this does make any difference. Oh. So this is positive defend direct right. Positive defend direct right. There we go. And now we'll do the same to the left side. So again, here, the striker can probably go into the wall. Malte Ekman can probably go back here. That should be fine. And the right defender can probably go back here. Now there's someone missing in the wall. I think a 3-man wall is reasonable. Goalkeeper will remain in goal. Positive defend direct left it is. Positive defend direct left it is. There we are. So this is the way we defend this formation. No, in this situation. Next. So we've got a direct free kick and we have no free kick taker. That cannot stand. Alright, direct free kicks. Let's have a look. So disregard that. What do we know for sure? We know for sure that Mr. Lowe is a good free kick taker. We know that Korovic is a good free kick taker. Those are both right-footed if I'm not mistaken, yeah. And then we've got Oliver Swan who's left-footed. He's likely to take a free kick at some point, but it doesn't necessarily need to be like this. The thing is, Oliver Swan's long shots are shit. Korovic and Lowe on the other hand have a really good long shot. So for these, direct shot is fine. And as direct free kick takers, I don't think there's much of a difference. Molson is a good free kick taker too. The thing is, if the free kick taker is always in the same position, that's probably a good idea. Korovic, Lowe and Oliver Swan all play the Metsala. So we can pretty much deal with this identically. that would be great. In that sense, I'm willing to go with some sort of inefficiency, I'd say, in this situation. So let them take the free kick anyway, at least the direct ones. So direct ones usually are targeted straight at goal anyway. There's no... It's more about a deflection of the wall or something. It's not like we target for the best header. Alright, so that's the direct free kick taker. Let's go with direct free kicks. Defensive side. Yeah, we got that covered, I think. We just did. Attacking side though, now it looks like this. Is this alright? Could be. So August Tillander at the edge of the area will not do. This doesn't serve anything. He can lurk outside the area, that's much better for him. Same here, Dylan Morgan is not a great jumper, he's a decent finisher, he's got good off the ball movement, but that's it. For him, lurking outside the area is the best he can do. This guy going forward, yeah, that's great. Due to, well, also attacking the near post maybe. A striker here. Attacking the far post, sure. For deflection maybe. The others? Walter Eggman is not good staying back. I have no idea what he's doing here. This will not serve much either. But a third player to lurk outside the area, all of them can do that. In fact, I'd argue that he could also stand with Taker. But no, his metals are shit. So we will not do this. Can we change these? Apparently it makes a difference, I don't know. So for 3 players to lurk outside the area is probably fine. 2 players back. So this has the added benefit to contribute somehow to defense, if not necessarily by a strong amount. We cannot have anyone else lurking outside the area, that's it. So Nila Fossell would need to go forward, which is decent at though. Box-to-box midfielder in general can go forward and that's it. That's okay. Might as well attack the near post, why not? So these are done. And for these, we gotta be sure that they are instructed to go forward, and they should be specifically instructed to stay back under any circumstance. Hopefully that works, because I do not want them to stay back if needed. This is a horrible instruction. So this is attacking, so positive direct left it is. Positive direct left, there we go. Now we've got positive direct right to deal with, and this is the same setup all more or less. We will not switch these here. He will still be there. Nobody will attack the ball from the edge of the area. There's just nobody there that's good at it. That's really all the reason we need. Same old Malte Eggman, look at this. He's no good at it. No, none of them is. And I would love to have somebody to stand with Taker, but they are really just better. Not taking the... No, they don't have the mentals, I guess. There's nobody there for a short version of this kick. And as you can see, the player instruction is to go with mixed anyway. He will take the shot most of the time. He might go for a pass, but there's 3 passing options here. So in case somebody's open, he might go for that. And then we have long shots 11, long shots 7, but well, that's not good, but he can pull one off from time to time. Or this is just a beast from a long shot perspective, so that's perfectly fine. That's very specific to our squad though, right? So in case you see that later on, don't try to copy it one by one. Fit it to your squad. Your squad can be entirely different. So that's also something I always see on YouTube. Just like, do this routine, do that routine, do it exactly as I tell you. And I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. Fit it to the player base. You gotta learn how to do it. I'm not sure if I'm good at it, but at least I'm trying to fit it to the players. Alright. Indirect, yeah, sure. And now we have to do this all over again. Okay, so this is direct, small chance of a shot. So with a small chance of a shot, we go for the best header in this tactic. Let's see if this is viable. Usually we have good headers though. It's just the way it is for us. But what we do not have is the time to mix all of this and do it sometimes like this, sometimes like this. Keep in mind this is not a wide position, so I will go with the same setup here. Low, Korovich, Swan, just to keep it simple. The Metsala will take the free kick, that's it. So that's for direct. Now this has changed. These two can remain at the back, that's fine. They are usually, at least, they should be good defender. Apparently Ngongo is not. So yeah, great for a wing back. But we'll keep them back anyway. They have the pace to outrun most of the strikers, so that's good. His instructions are mixed here. Oh no, my bad. This is where we would go. His setup is still the same though. So his instruction is to go for the best header. That requires just free kick taking. Is there another option? Short. We could go short here, but best header is probably fine. Now if we put up another one here, he's shit at this. So this is probably not a good idea for Tillander. I think we can agree to this. Tillander is no good jumping and so on. He's a pacey striker. So let's go with him for a stay back if needed, just because we can. And now I'm wondering if Nila Fossell can slot in here. Yeah, exactly. That's better. So probably like this. I don't know if they keep the order, but something like this. So now he can attack the far post. He will never be the best header, that's for sure. But there might be a deflection going on, and we can attack the near post with Woldsund. He will most likely not be the best header, because the best header is one of the central defenders, always. So in that sense, we got both posts covered in case the ball doesn't exactly go towards goal, or there's a deflection. These two back here should cover in defense, and these three here have some sort of a mixed role. They can do both, cover in defense to a degree, or go for a long shot. And that's actually not a bad idea, probably. Yeah, I'm not sure how the short instruction works in this situation, if they look outside the box. So we will set this up as positive header DSC right, positive header DSC right, and then what we'll do on top is we'll have another routine, exact same setup. That's totally fine. We'll save this as positive short DSC right, and now we'll do the same to the left. And now we can switch between the two routines. We will try not to go with the header routine right now. We'll try the other one just for the friendly, and then we will I don't know, we'll save it in a sample. We can vary this on a game-by-game basis, because now we realize if the opponent has bad headers, for example, in defense, and we know it prior to the match, we can just try to out-jump them. If they have good headers, we drop them in, just because we can, so to distract the opponent. But if there's not enough players in the penalty area, we've got a good chance to get off a long shot all of a sudden. And that's the same here. So for him to attack the far post, it was for the striker to attack the near post. He can lurk outside the area. Yeah, that's okay, they'll all lurk outside the area. He goes for the best header. This is the same setup. So this is positive header DSC left, correct? Yeah, sure. And now we configure this same way. Short. Now you can always switch the players around for the other routine, but in our case it's not needed. That comes with the added benefit that the opponent has no idea what he will face. Depending on the setup, he doesn't know, or they don't know. So this is well, especially to a human opponent, this would probably be really a problem. I don't know how the PC deals with it, or the AI, I must say. All right, we've got this. So there's that. Now we set this up for a short routine. This might not work well. For example, if they push out of the penalty area because they realize that it will be taken short, we'll just go with the best header anyway. But we gotta look at set pieces from that perspective. So don't know yet. This all, by the way, came up to a degree during the last matches in preseason. So it's pretty worthwhile to look into this. To a degree. Okay, free kicks. We gotta find out the set piece tickets for wide. So, in wide situations, all of a sudden we have the problem that the midfielders are probably not suited to do this. The midfielders are not natural crossers, and we need them in midfield anyway. So in that case, I'm willing to go with the wingers, even though they have bad free kick taking, time and time again. And this implies that either we go for cross, which they are good at, and target the best header, or we go with some patient build-up play. And just don't get the ball into the penalty area immediately. Just leave it as it is. He is a good free kick taker, but will not make an appearance. So let's go through this here. That's a striker. That's the defensive midfielder. The first one that comes to mind is this is direct. What's going on here? Cool. Did I set that back? I don't know. So Skillermo is one for the left. This is for the right side. So this will always be a corner that not a corner. This would always be a free kick that goes through the middle of the pitch, more or less. He's right-footed. He's left-footed. So in a way, this is the corner taking setup. But what we'll do is well, he's already in here. What we'll do probably is we'll try to set it up the way that they play a short pass most of the time. I don't know if this is possible. Let's look into it. These are goalkeepers. So as you can see, we've arrived at really the trash territory of the free kick taking here. So that will not happen. They will not take complicated free kicks. Or we might argue they have to take free kicks that end up in touch, if they don't end up in the opponent's goal. And that's perfectly fine. Anderson? Oh, no. He won't take one. Westberg is a keeper, Zetterberg is a keeper, Coleman, Puget can take a free kick from time to time. And where the hell is Speedy Boy? Where the hell is Speedy Boy? Well, I'm not sure. Speedy Boy should be around here somewhere. There he is. There he is. So, are there any alternatives for this? Not really. These are all so bad, but it doesn't matter. The way we set it up right now, it doesn't matter. Also, by the way, in case we forget this, we can already do... Where he is, Dirk. Mr. Dirk, on the left side, you are primary candidate after Mr. Alp to take long throws, which he is absolutely shit at, but doesn't matter. And Kasper Björnsson? Kasper Björnsson is also destined to take long throws here. Doesn't matter much. We can deal with it like this. So let's go to the free kick, where we were. This is much faster than last time, by the way. Last time I spent like 2 hours on this. So I will not spend 2 hours this evening on it. We're 30 minutes in. And we got half of it done. So that's okay-ish. It might have been free last time. Not now. It's the only video on YouTube that I put timestamps in and I hated it. But at least now you can skip through the chapters there. So we're not going for direct free kicks. This is indirect free kicks now. Nobody's taken in the lineup. What's going on? Morgan. Oh, I forgot Morgan. I forgot Morgan. Yeah, I forgot Morgan. Where is he? Dylan Morgan, here he is. Not that he's any good. Okay. So, the order is irrelevant anyway. One of them will be on the pitch most of the time, and if I play someone else there, well, for these 5 minutes it doesn't matter much. We can just ignore it. So, or adapt it on a game-by-game basis. All of a sudden the attacking midfielder to the left side takes the free kick. And the best header is not a great option because he's shit at crossing. So there's that. We will still save that. There's with Nila Forsell is decent, but he can attack the near post. And Striker. Striker is good at attacking the edge of the area, this is fine, but this over here, this is shit. Doesn't work that way. So let him attack the far post in this case. In fact, Striker attacking from the edge of the area is probably not a bad idea overall. To see some chaos in there. This is all decent. Yeah, let's do this. So this is positive header wide left. There's not that many people in the penalty area. 4 at most. But keep in mind that this will not positive header wide left. Keep in mind that this will not result in a positive outcome most of the cases. Why is that? Well, their free kick taking and crossing overall are not good enough to find the best header. They might find it due to them being really strong and really good jumpers, but the targeting will be way off. So that's not a good idea, right? What's a better idea? Go short? If we go short, we have 3 options here that lurk outside the area that all have decent attributes for their role. They can play yet another possession pass to someone else and take the long shot. And we've got a striker who can pick the ball up too and just go for the head. So we will call this routine positive, short, wide, left. And we'll keep the short routine here. This is also in line with the expectations of the supporters and the board to a degree. Well, the supporters these days, but it was in line with the board earlier, just because they want us to play possession-based football. So passing it short and retaining possession, even if we not score, that's okay. That's fine with them. And now we'll do the right side. And this is the same all over again. So he can go forward here. This is shit. Where's Nila Forsell? Where is Nila Forsell? This is Nila Forsell. He can be at the far post. There's nobody on the near post here. Doesn't matter. We don't need anyone to be at the near post necessarily. They can just go forward and vary it. So we'll try that. They can lurk outside the area. Every single one of them. That's okay. And he can attack from the edge of the area. That's perfectly fine. A striker in this formation all of a sudden is no longer a good header. These days he's a well-rounded player in offense. So attacking from the edge of the area requires a lot of these attributes. And overall he's got a decent sample, so that's fine. This is the one that goes for the header. We'll do that sometimes, but hopefully not all the time. Positive header right is fine. And then we have the same setup, but go short. And save this as positive short wide right. Let's not forget defense. that's stupid. There's no ball-winning midfielder here anymore, so that doesn't work. What we'll do is he will form the wall with them, or be at the edge of the area, probably edge of the area. So we only have a 2-man wall here, but that should be fine. Let's save this, positive wide right. And we'll do the same to the left. This doesn't make any sense anymore. Previously there was a ball-winning midfield on this road, so it made sense. These days we want them to defend it, drop off the pass for Malte Ekman in case he intercepts it, and then go for the counter immediately. There's pacey options up front here, so maybe he could go for the long ball. This is positive wide left, this is fine. So this is how we defend it. And then there's indirect from deep. We didn't set up the set piece takers just yet, so indirect from deep is a different situation. Indirect from deep really requires us with a player that usually remains in the back, not to break formation. And Korovic and Melander are not the right ones for this, and Tillander isn't either. Indirect from deep can also, we can go with a long ball, or we might as well just retain possession and then not do anything with it. And the more I think about it, the more I think that retaining possession is probably the right way to do it for us. We can create chances from possession. It's not like we have a problem creating, in positive formation especially. So is there anyone that is likely to be deep and a decent passer and free kick taker? Sure. In fact, not a free kick taker, but we always have a Register on the pitch who isn't a great free kick taker, but we don't care. So where is he? He's probably the worst of them all. I'm looking for Malte Ekman and Mr. Melander. So for the indirect kicks deep, we'll go with Melander and Ekman. It's the same position always. Where's Ekman? There he is. 4 points of free kick taking. Wonderful. This is our second choice. He will be taking these most of the times. So yeah, free kicks. And we will go with the indirect deep. This, defensive wise, he should stay at the edge of the area. These two can stay forward. What about a wall? Yeah, we should probably form a wall to some degree at least. From deep. I don't know if a 2-man wall makes sense, but this wall would... So it makes it a bit more difficult for them. The wall is probably not that interesting to them though. But in case it gets defended, we have two passing options. Up front too. Might not be a good idea, we'll see. So that's positive deep left. And now we need positive deep right. It should be set up in a similar way, really. Not sure if this is a good idea. Again, this is what friendlies are for. And of course, with 1 or 2 friendlies, it's hard to interpret data. Not just because, well, due to the law of small numbers. Don't over-interpret things, and look into your set pieces if you can. So indirect deep, and now, so this is positive header deep, right? We can probably leave it as it is. In that case, no, we can't. This should be Nila for sell, and we'll leave the other ones to lurk outside the area. Overall, this is a fine setup. So we can save this positive header deep right, but we will also do short. And this is our default setup now. Positive short deep right. So what we're trying to do here is go for a pass for one of the lurkers, and if one of the lurkers wants to score, he can take a shot. Or if he wants to go for a killer ball, he can take a killer ball, and well, maybe he finds someone with a nice pass. And let's do the same to the left. This is not right. So this is wrong, obviously. Also from the right side, we could probably deal with him attacking the ball from deep. So we should do that. Positive short deep right, and again, well, I'm gonna go for a bathroom break for a second, and we'll finish this up immediately afterwards. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, also, you can enjoy the healthy green skin color due to the two screens displaying a football pitch. So, yeah, there's that. Okay, I wanted to do the same to the right side and to the left side. So this is a short setup, this is fine. To the left side. This is not a header setup though. So we gotta do both. This is all jumbled up. Stand with taker is also not a good idea here. I don't think this is viable. He can attack from the edge of the area, yeah, and he needs to look outside the box. That should be better. So, but this is the short setup now, right? He goes for a short kick. That's okay. So we will call this appropriately positive short deep left. And once he goes for a header, which is still a viable option in the end, we'll call this positive header deep left. There we go. Okay. So, but this is not a setup that we will use right now. We will use positive short deep left, which is fine. Okay, so that's alright. Throw-ins. There didn't change much here, other than us instructing them to go back, and for him to go back too. Both of these are not good markers. We just want them to go back, and to have multi-Eggman, or well, Melander, at the edge of the area to play a kill ball. We can make the same argument for Nathan Lowe, But do you really want to have like 15 people at the edge of the area? Probably not. You want to defend. So positive defend through right is fine here. Let's go with this. Let's just override it. There's not that many other setups. We could argue that the striker needs to be forward and so on and so forth, but I will not do that. The striker is a decent header, and he can help out in defense. It's a much less clear picture these days, to be fair, because he can also run with the ball. To have him in the center of the penalty area, I'm not sure if that's a good idea. Let's do the left side too. So we don't know who takes the throw in. What we do know though is he can go back. He can go back. And he can be at the edge of the area, and that's it. I don't know if this is viable though. It's just the first thing that comes to mind now as an improvement to me. And the striker might need to go forward or something. Maybe they need to go back too. But on the other hand, seriously, do we expect two wingers to contribute defending a throw? Once the ball comes sailing into the penalty area, they are absolutely worthless. This is not what they're good for. And in an attacking scenario, that's not bad. So 3 lurkers, that's fine. In fact, the problem here is that there is nobody back with Ngongo. And I have my problems with that, so the lurkers here are totally fine. For him to come short is decent, he's a good passer. But crossing is required here. So the other way around is probably better. Yeah, he's got some crossing. And the same with the attacking midfielder on the right side. You see, these usually have better crossing than the midfielders, the central midfielders. So we want them to come short and probably take a cross. We will always take the short throw. There will not be another routine, simply because long throw taking is horrible throughout the entire squad. And we will not be able to get anyone to take decent long throws anytime soon. So we can just override the routine here. We did change these roles though. This back here is dangerous. But overall there's so many passing options. We should be able to find a man here. If we don't, well, whatever. This shouldn't happen. Let me put it that way. You can always put a defender to the back though. A central defender that is. We can always keep one at the back. If we tell him to stay back, that's alright. That would be fine. But on the other hand, he can also attack the far post. So, don't know if lurking or attacking is better for them. How's lurking? Not a difference. Attribute-wise, I'm not sure who gets his head to the ball, really. I guess lurking is more of a strength-based thing, and attacking it is more of a mental thing, but yeah. So, the question that I cannot answer right now is if this is viable defensively. It might also be that we really just go with one of these or none of these. None of the central defenders. We might also pull back a defensive midfielder, but there's no strictly defensive midfielder in our setup. So it would probably be Nila Forsell, and he's shit at defending. But at least he's the box-to-box. He doesn't have his strengths in the attacking side specifically. Yeah, and from the right side we'll try to copy-paste this. So coming short will be the ones that can do a cross, and lurking outside the area will be the rest. And this is fine. Positive short throw right, there we go. So now we've got it all covered. Penalties are not done yet. But penalty takers are rather easy. We just drop them in one by one. That's it. Maybe Forsell prior to Hellberg, but it doesn't matter much. And if there's nobody else on the pitch, well, Nathan Lowe might as well take it. In fact, Nathan Lowe should probably take one well before Hellberg and Forsell. So, yeah, something like this. But that's a setup. 9 penalty takers, that should probably suffice. I want to save all routines now. So the routine collection is positive. We will call this, well, in fact, we already have one. Set piece is positive. We will call this short set pieces. I don't know. Yeah, let's call this set pieces positive. It's fine. Maybe we can differentiate later on between 2 different setups, but the thought process here is now we can switch formations and so on and so forth, and just load the entire sample of routines. This is what it's there for. Obviously I need to do the same to the defensive formation, and this will take another 15 minutes. So yeah, great fun that. But what we can do now is we can go to the next friendly, play that next friendly, and just witness some of the set pieces, or even look later into them, because I want to see if they follow instructions and if the setup works, basically. Now, if it works based on one game is a hard decision to make, but what we can do is, going forward, we do the defensive ones, and then we can finally switch between the two, and hopefully also switch within the games. Because really we are much more interested in switching between the different set piece setups throughout the game. It might win us a game, or I don't know, get us a draw from time to time. And that's something that we didn't exploit last season. Not to the degree I would have wanted, and not to the degree that the board wants us to. In fact, sometimes they were disappointed in our set piece taking, so we should have improved that anyway. And due to the stuff with streaming here, this might be silly to you, but in Football Manager it's usually worthwhile to take your time and just do things with patience. Because the additional hour doesn't hurt you. Well, Football Manager stole my life and so on. But if it works, it's good fun. Even if it annoys you for an hour prior to that, pulling it off is fun. Or probably, fun is probably the wrong way to put it. It feels like an accomplishment if you can pull it off. So he wants to do more strength training. Then do strength training, man. I don't care. There you go. No, he's not happy either. We should schedule more strength training. Seriously. And they all want to do more strength training too. Fine. Let's have some physical training in here. Don't annoy me. And U19 the same. There you go. Get some physical training, and now shut the fuck up about stupid strength training. It's the same every single time, every single preseason. They are unhappy about the lack of strength training, or about the lack of this, or about the lack of that. They come back from vacation and think they know better. And if they do a lot of physical training, it doesn't serve any purpose anyway, other than them getting hurt. You know, they're going into the fitness room and have a look at the barbells, and all of a sudden somebody breaks a foot. It's just how it works. Okay, there's some training performances to praise, there's some training performances to criticize. We will actually go through these on an individual basis, because I think some of them are, well, hopefully it has a positive impact on morale. Let's put it that way, because we need to get morale up at some point. Hey, I wasn't feeling too well about this. Jonas Anderson. Great. And now we've got people that, well, for Puga's level, that's probably good training, but will he accept it? Yeah, he accepts it. Ostrom. And then we get into the average territory. Let's take it from the other side here. Would be great if the arrow keys worked here, but they only do sometimes. So this takes a while and a lot of random clicking. But we get through it, and overall we get a positive impact on squad morale. Guillermo, you didn't do well. Sederberg. Westberg. Good for Sederberg that Westberg didn't train well either. But overall, at one point, one of the youngsters will take the spot in the goal if they don't train well. 6.4 is still shit, sorry. That said, am I right to see an improvement here with Hellberg? Is this what's happening? Seriously? He improves overall as a player? What is going on? Okay, well, it went down last time, so overall he's probably... Yeah, well, overall he's same as before, or worse. But, Computer improved a bit. So, one could argue that the last season had an effect. An effect like this, but an effect. That's Hellberg, Liljedahl. Liljedahl is next. So, we've been disappointed with you too. Everyone gets an official notice about disappointment. Christopher Alp gets one. This young guy gets one. He's grown a beard though. So, I guess that's good. To be bearded apparently is a sign of acceptable testosterone. That explains why my beard is this tiny. But what can I do? I'm a computer scientist. I'm not chopping wood all day. Alright. That was training. For them at least. And now we do the same to youth. I really don't want to, but we'll do the same to the youth. Well, that's an easy one. So I'm not sure if the youth's, how do I put this, emotional state is relevant to the overall emotional state in the club, the morale I should say. But I guess it cannot hurt to just treat them like you would treat the first team and have a look into their overall mental state, I guess. Because if they have better mood, they probably train better, and if they train better, they develop more, at least to a degree. And hopefully that will make a difference going forward. That said, all of these are shit. Training during performances. This is really bad overall. There's some controversy here and there, the usual. Okay, and now they Maybe I misclicked some of these. Might have been. Robin Eriksson, can we praise him on his training? Sure, why not? These two though, I don't know. This is not that impressive, right? And then there's is this his nickname? Okay. I understand. This is his nickname, yes. Also, he's a Brazilian. And to a degree. Grew up in Sweden, apparently. But it's his nickname as well as his short name, probably. Because everything else is like this in size. Uruguayanska FF. I'm not sure where that is. Do not feel inclined to find out. Oliver Swan is off. He should come on for Korovic, I guess. There's a lot of players on a heavy duty here. They might still make it into the squad for the friendly. But we might rotate the odd player. And then we'll do a friendly. And then we'll see how late it is and if I'm feeling in the mood to do another one. So apparently in the Swedish Cup, a lot was decided by penalties or extra time, and the result is not that surprising. AIK and Malmö are in the final round, if I interpret that one correctly. There's a few trials that finish. Celtic have done the double. What does this mean? Cup and league? Wow. Not sure if I'm being ironic. It's probably still an achievement to a degree, especially the cup one. The cup probably isn't that fun. Uruguayanska FF. So this is lower leagues of the game, and this is fourth league these days. We contributed heavily to get them down a league below last season. So there's some, how do I put this? I'm excited to see them once more. Let me put it that way. We will have the problem of facing these guys from time to time. He went out. And these are... I don't know him yet. I'll bring... Yeah, so the thing is with Karlsson, they came into this league from above. So I expect them to dominate this anyway. I don't expect to win against Karlssons. We gotta win against the ones that are semi-professional. That's not entirely likely to be possible every time, but hopefully we can, let's say, we can score more goals than last season and avoid a few of the mistakes, because there have been a lot of mistakes overall, and well, we were missing the repeated scoring. Back in the days when Alan Holmström was still around, scoring was not a problem. We just peppered him with crosses. That worked. This season might be a bit different. But I also thought about the crossing. We need to see this through. So the question is if low crosses or whipped crosses are better, or mixed crosses from time to time. But the mixed crossing, I think, wastes some of them with high balls. I don't think that's a good idea. We don't have any large, strong strikers forward. We have strictly an average striker that is good at everything, and also not really good at everything. So he's strictly average, but in that sense, he would be well capable of going for example, a low cross or a whip cross. Not necessarily a low cross. Low cross would imply good movement, good anticipation, and so on. His movement and anticipation and so on is average. But with the whip crosses, I'm not sure. This might be the right way for him to do things. Because apparently whip crosses are hard to defend, and he's hard to defend overall. But I cannot say for sure when whip crosses are a good idea. So I'm, let's say, conflicted on that. No, I will not do this. Not all of this and not a single one of this. And then we've got another trial here. I want to go to the friendly. So another trial. Alright, let's do this. Well, this is just about the trial. Where are you? Apparently somebody who can play star player for us. Cool. Have some time in the U19. Yeah, that's a... Well, oh, okay. This is U19 stuff. These are youth players from, well, players around us in the U19 that would be willing to sign for us, maybe. Richard Holmberg, not great. So what we're looking for is either a really great personality for somebody at 16-year-old that we want to hire, or more likely somebody that has one-star material right now and who can be poached for more or less free. This, for example, this would be great if he didn't have the trait. So, well, not attribute-wise, but he's tall enough and so on. Now, we might make an offer for him though. He's born till 2030. Yeah, so the thought process here is we might make an offer for him. Let him keep the resolute personality in case we can, and just give him time to develop. That said, the assessment says he's 1 to good, so he's between low to good. Well, let me put it that way. On a resolute personality, I think he will achieve some success if he plays. And this club is too small for him. He can move up 1 and have the poor training personnel facilities with us. So we'll make an offer here, and we want them to contribute to the wages. We'll buy him immediately and give him a youth contract too. So same contract, only that we want them to... yeah, they're willing to do that. This is usually how it goes. So they signed him, and now they're willing to get rid of him, and we will pay him €3 a week effectively. Alfonso, not a great personality. Danny Hallgren doesn't look like a great personality or great potential to me, and then there's this trial. So there's that. And we will go for another sample of year 16 players. In case we can anyway. Yeah, most of these get declined, by the way. So I'll just go with something like this and remove the ones that we have extensive knowledge of. In fact, I could do that with a filter, but who cares? "35 players is too much, by the way. But that might get resolved tomorrow. Or not. He's unsure about negotiating terms. Oh, he wants money. He wants to be an important player, sure. You serious, man? Yeah. Great. Yeah, and this is also entirely unlikely. But as you can see, we are close to reaching an end of the contract negotiations here. So sometimes this happens. Sometimes they really don't have a problem with the move. Sometimes they think they are the next big thing or something at the age of 16. But what we will do though, so we'll just force this entire thing. There we go. Now we've got a central defender. Well, if he agrees to it. He can still think about it. But now we have a youth signing for €3 a week. So it's cheaper. And we can remove his trade and develop him until, I don't know, 2030 probably. So for that amount of money, that's perfectly fine. He's also a good influence on the overall squad. So that's okay. And these kinds of players, with the wage contributions too, I'm willing to sign. This can go even better. Sometimes you can sell them on at 17 or 18. You barely paid any wages for them previously, and that wage contribution will remain until 2030 though. So sometimes you sell them on, you make money on them, and you still get a wage contribution for a player that's no longer here. And these are the best cases really. You made some money on them and then you get paid because you made some money on them. So that's good. There's a lot of players here that we got rejected. But overall in the sample there might be someone in here that's worthwhile. And if we look at this, there was somebody from Trollhättan in there, so it might be the worst of the entire player base, but who cares? Might be acceptable for us. And we should do the same to English players too. I think that's probably worthwhile. Anderson. Yeah, sure. Oh, apparently Anderson is a really rare name in Sweden. Let's put all of these in the U19. And what we'll do now, prior to forgetting that, so we need youth intake that is English to get English players that are homegrown. This is probably the holy grail for us, to find and get English players that are homegrown in Sweden. So given that our head of youth development doesn't have any knowledge of England, we will go to the U18 squad just go here. Well, they have to reach it prior to being 21. So what we'll do is we'll offer trial to the entire squad here. Same with these 4. I don't know if any of these is worth anything. Doesn't matter though. And they will probably decline 90% of it. Okay, that's more than 30 trials, I think. Alright. And we'll do the same again with another one of the leagues, really. And with another sample of teams. Doesn't matter much. We can do this all day. And we have to do this throughout the entire season. And just to try to poach the odd player from England from time to time. Maybe also do this to Norwegian clubs or so on. Wherever we think there is some potential. We might as well hunt in Germany. Who knows? For example, with SC Freiburg or other clubs that have great youth development. But yeah, we gotta do it with clubs that are really shit. So SC Freiburg is not a good idea. But maybe, I don't know, Heidenheim maybe. Or the league below, 3rd league in Germany. I would need to look this up. Not entirely aware of what's down there, other than 1860 Munich. Or are they in 4th? I don't know. Who cares? So, we leave the setup as it is. The set pieces are as we instructed them previously. And now we'll just need to see how this turns out. If it makes an impact. No reaction. If there's no reaction for it, let's increase the pressure. Yeah, we need it. Again, the snow cannon was active for the pitch, not for the outside world. And apparently this rain animation is for snow. -5 degrees. That was very close for Wilson. Very, very close. Dirk, Ekman. Dirk again. Moldsund. This is offside, is it? Yeah. Good one. There's the first chance of the game, I guess. Grunston. So it looks like we're trying to close them down well. Well done. Forced a bad pass. Nice ball for Tillander. That's an easy one. Oh no. Oh no. What happened? He was in front of the ball. Yeah, that's how it works. Can't be in front of the ball. Forsell wins the ball here. Can we have another one here? Forsell. There we go. So you might have noticed that this was born from a set piece. Let's have a look at it. So yeah, we should probably skip back later on and look into it. But he won the ball after a set piece. Apparently that was unexpected. Not even aware of what kind of set piece it was. I didn't manage to get that, so might have been a free kick from deep positions. Not sure. Also, and wonderful pass from Morgan. That's good. This will end 10-0 if it goes on like this. In this case, this is a wonderful penetrating pass. Seriously. This is not even Rydberg's fault. I mean, the game commentator stated it this way, but it is not. Rydberg didn't lose his man. Everybody lost a man. And especially that pass through I don't know, 4 people, in the middle of 4 people, if not for 6. That's just a wonderful pass. This one not so much. By the way, that was created by Woldsund, right? So, the striker created another goal. This is what we want him to play. Ekman, Morgan... nearly scores the third. Smolovic, Talander, Low. Oh, Low. What are you doing? Hurling. Vernon Flensburg. Rundane. Winner. Flensburg, and they managed to steal the ball once more. Low for Morgan. Morgan. That low cross was dangerous. And that's offside. No. Well, you can praise the team now. So, this will not end up well, I guess, from a morale perspective. They will be excited, but this might introduce some complacency. Is this a 4-4-2, by the way? Yeah, we face a 4-4-2 here. "11 minutes into the game and we're on 1.68 rating. Low. Close. Very close. Cranston with a free kick. Well, long kick. It's a set piece too. Distributing the ball into the game as a goalkeeper. But Woldsund, not a set piece in the typical sense. Morgan skips past his man. If I could see some of the scoring in the league now, please. That's just great. Just wonderful. So, they wanted to play us, by the way. They came here for free. And nobody cares, apparently. But if we played our own youth, people would be more interested, apparently. So, I don't know. This might have to do with them being Norwegian, but then again, I don't see the problem there. It should have been some sort of international rivalry at least, right? But apparently, maybe this is a school team or something. No gonna go. No gonna go. No cross. Talander. Low. Oh. Good shooting so far. The keeper's their best man at this point. Hi, welcome back to the stream. I'm a bit not too excited today. Or this evening. Morgan. So this is still a friendly against the Norwegian team. So how have you been? Exploding birthday cake. Explosive. I'm sorry. Didn't want to butcher you, Nick. And we get penalty awarded. This is, so it's not like this means anything other than being positive for morale. Well done. Well done. Seriously though, let me know how you've been doing. And yeah. No, I didn't watch that. So I cancelled all of my subscriptions to Real Football at this point. So you might as well spoil me. It's a really popular thing to say as a Football Manager streamer, probably. I cancelled all my subscriptions to Real Football, but I don't want to pay for it at this time. The Gongo. Low, Tillander, Wolsund, Forsell, Morgan. It's really interesting to have a striker and... Oh, look at this. Yeah, that's how he was in his days with Mainz too. Or in Dortmund, really. Sometimes this happens to him. He will probably not change. Oh. The chances they create. In the end, did all his screaming and being Rumpelstilzchen, I guess, I don't know what the name is in English. Did all of it serve any purpose? Did they get the result? Tillander with a corner. Let me have a look though. Wolsund is here. Hellstrom is here. Smolovic is here. This is fine. Forsell attacking the far post. This is pre-season for season 5 it is? You didn't miss much. Seriously. The way it works in Sweden is there's a really prolonged pre-season in case you get thrown out of the cup, which happens to us every single time because we meet somebody from a second league or even from Premier League. So yeah, that happened to us last season again. And if you play the cup has the group stages in Sweden, in case you're not aware. So there's a lot of games in the cup. Even if you get thrown out of the groups, you play every single part of your group 3 times. So you have 3 additional cup games in case you last the first 2 rounds. And we just don't last the first 2 rounds. We usually last 1. So these 3 games are missing, and they happen throughout pre-season. That and the remainder of the cup. So there's this slot where cup games happen, which is empty for us, but we have training there. And then there's the real pre-season. And the cup stuff also has a pre-season. But for us this is like an I don't know, 15-week pre-season basically. So we need to do friendlies all over again. And it doesn't contribute much. That's the worst of it. Football Manager wise, you don't get experience if you don't play real games. Or not any meaningful. Yes, I did. I'll show you in a second. We can probably skip over this game. Give me a second. So we'll go with key highlights here. And make it go really fast, right? So I can show you. You're probably not interested in the result of this after 4-0. I don't know. Maybe we'll get it 2 digits wide. Tillander. We don't. Fine. Apparently this results in a goal. Yeah, we can go with text only, really. There's a goal. For Sell. What did he do? Wins the ball here and does Wilson with a header. Yes. And this is what's left. We play the stronger teams to earn some money. But overall, well, I don't know. We won against one of the stronger teams. That was a nice one. But in the end, we didn't do too well against them. Morale suffered a little bit, and we didn't earn that much money. I don't think it was worth it. So now we're in the interval of the preseason where we beat up weaker teams to get morale up, and it costs us money anyway. So yeah, there's that. This one there was a Norwegian team that came over. They wanted to play us. I don't know why. And now we beat them up. Apparently in the first half it's a 6-0, so that's okay. Yeah, it's 2.5k, but the stadium is deserted right now. As you can see, the stadium is entirely empty. So the sounds are absolute rubbish. There's nobody in here. Okay, there's 38 people available, apparently. And it looks like we are well in control. Fine, 55 minutes. I gotta make some substitutions. I don't want anyone to get hurt just because we want to get through this game as fast as possible. So we can probably bring some of the youngsters on here too. Doesn't matter much. This is wrong though. With 2.5k, you realize that 2.5k is 10 times the people in the village, right? The stadium is way too big for them. But there are clubs that have like 200-man stadiums in England, I think. And this is really fun to do, by the way. If they fill out stadium capacity, it's such a big inflow in finance for them and their level. It's really fun to do. So if you get a cup game or something, all of a sudden stadium sold out and you have 1,000 euros in the bank. 1,000 euros. This is great. I love it. Swan, Helberg. Yeah, I could go into detail now, but I'll do it later. Ytterhogdals, and we need another striker. Wilson can come off. All of them. They would probably all prefer to stay on the bench. So what would you do signing wise? So what was your last time you were around? Do you remember? Did you remember any players or something? Any signing that we did? You probably witnessed a striker. You realized that we signed a striker on Wolfsson, who is somewhat akin to a complete forward. And afterwards we signed 2 English players. I don't know if you witnessed that one. And then we brought back Oliver Swan. And you're probably not long-term following for long enough, I guess, to know Oliver Swan. So I'll show him to you in a second. But this is the former captain coming back to the club, who is now at the ripe age of 23. So he still has potential left in him, and apparently also a goal. Well, two within a minute. So he wants to make an impact, apparently. Yeah, 9-0. Can we score another one? 36 chances created. 37. Well, this is a really hard one for them, I guess. I didn't realize that it was this much though, or I would have played the youth. Well, in fact, they do. Rigby's youth. There's another goal. Ooh, we concede one. Do you see that? What's going on here? This is really sloppy defending. Okay, that should be the game. Great. Now we've got this. So, let's have a look. Signings. Alright. I'll go in chronological order, if that's okay. So, Wolfsund, I think you might already know. We'll try to employ him as a deep lying forward. He lacks the vision a little bit, the rest of the sample is fine. And even though he has most of the attributes for complete forward, I feel like a complete forward is too much for us. We've got a lot of players looking for the last pass, or to go for a finish at this point. And I will show you just in a second why that is. But overall, he's got a decent amount of creativity and overall a good sample for a striker. There's not much missing with him, right? Vision a little bit, but at 29, I don't expect him to develop that much. So he's in decline to a degree. He's got a nice trait and he's spirited. So we no longer have a target man up front, but we've got a lot of flexibility up front all of a sudden. That is always dangerous. Due to a pass, due to a finish, a long shot, doesn't matter. He can even do a cross to a degree. So that's a very flexible option up front. Hard for the opponent in any case. Not good at anything though. He's strictly average, and yeah. For this league he's not bad. I agree with that. Especially look at the mentals too. Like, he can also play pressing forward, for example. No big deal. And the thing is, he's got a commitment too with the spirited personality. Media handling is not too great. He's media friendly, but I think this implies professionalism between 11 and 17. So I don't think he will not decline that hard, I guess. Now, this is a real player. I have no idea how good he is. Comes from, I don't know these clubs. Norway somewhere, lower reaches. But for us, he did well so far. Made a few games last season. So that's last season's signing. But he will remain. Then I wanted to have a replacement in midfield. I'll show you why. So we had Korovic. Where is he? There. So Sead Korovic was our replacement for Metzaler. And you can clearly see that he's got some weaknesses. In addition to that, he didn't develop last season. He's got decent set pieces. So that's part of the requirements of the club. This is why we signed him at all. But Korovic didn't make the impact last season that we wanted him to, and he also was injured. That came on top on it. So given that he's 23 and he, doesn't develop much, we thought, okay, let's have a look at another player. And we had a lot of English trialists. One of the few that was willing to sign for us was this guy, Nathan Lowe. Nathan Lowe is 31 at this point. He's in decline, no doubt about that. He shoots from distance, he runs with the ball through the center. But overall, he's got most of what we want from a Metzaler. I would have loved for him to have a better personality or to be 5 years younger really, or not in decline. But I think he can play the killer ball, or take the long shot, or tap it in, or run with the ball through the middle of the pitch really. He's got most of the areas covered, and we pay him a lot of money. But he's not a fringe player for us, even though we signed him as one. For us, this is probably squad player plus. Now, this signing happened back when we were in dire need of a Metzaler, right? We only had Korovic there, nobody else. We had some conflict with one of our ball-winning midfielders on top, Arsason, who left the club. So I thought to myself, okay, this is an English guy. He's a good player. Also, some of the decline didn't happen yet. He didn't get better throughout the preseason. I mean, he doesn't get match experience, and we don't play the cup, and we've got I don't know, 20 weeks of training. So of course he doesn't get better, because the training is for shit. It doesn't matter. He doesn't get match experience, so there's no experience points to distribute. We're not in the cup. So in that sense, of course he declines. I don't want to know how much he would decline if we wouldn't train. Yes. Yeah. He's declining in what he's not training at, I think. That's true for most of the players. So as a Metzala on support duty, on attack duty, you can see here that he loses the points overall in other areas. Now they are doing overall training, so this is down to the fact that he doesn't play these. He doesn't train the role. No, he doesn't train these attributes in his role. The ones he trains, he's not declining. He's keeping them barely. He loses the rest. In a way, that's natural progression to a degree. But as soon as he gets match experience, he will probably improve something. Especially at the age of 31, he might decline physically here. And so this might go down to 9, 7, 8 or something. But he will redistribute this according to his training in other areas. And in that sense, he's perfectly capable to play the 1 or 2 years for us. Maybe 5. You never know. Because this is not a strictly really hard physical role that he's trying to do. Metzala, yes, acceleration is important, but it's more about technique and mentals. So that's okay. And at this point, we were satisfied with this position. And then we found this guy. This is the role we're trying to go for. Same principle. He's in decline right now, but this is due to the fact that he doesn't play competitive matches. And in our setup, this is really great. Now, obviously I would love to have some more pace or good anticipation or good decision making. These are all weaknesses I'm very aware of. But we have had a really hard time to find a winger on the left wing that has good finishing and long shots. These long shots came down from 12. It was 12 when we signed him. And he also agreed to be a fringe player. I just promoted him immediately to squad player. Because, well, we need him as a squad player. He runs with the ball through center, and he runs often. That's fine. We will not use him as a striker anytime soon, or anything else. He plays on the left wing for us, and that's okay. So, he's basically the replacement for Ytterhogdals, if you want to put it that way, who's been around for a long time. But I wouldn't say he needs to perform under any circumstances. But you might have seen it in the last match. He's good for the odd long shot. He's good for the tap in. I'm willing to bet that he will score 5 to 10 goals in a season, just like Tillander does on the other wing. This is Tillander. He's a long time player of the club, and he plays inverted winger on the right wing, and he's good overall too. He's not great, but he's good enough, and his performances so far say 5 to 10 goals is perfectly fine. He can do that. So I guess Morgan can do it too. And a similar argument can be made for Lowe, really. So if each of these scores 5 to 10 goals, well, then we're already in a good space. And Volsond hopefully is good for 10 good goals too, even as a deep lying forward, which is more of a creative role. So that brought us to, well, we've made some other signings. This is one of these signings that I'm not too proud of, but I did it anyway. And throughout preseason, we realized he has good performances due to the personality. I just thought I'd bring in a resolute player because we can. And now I realized he's been better than what we had in this position, which is kind of sad. And one of the players that was available there, a midfielder, I had to loan him out because throughout preseason I realized that Dirk is better there. To be fair, he brings a lot of the attribute requirements with him. So even though his tackling is not great, overall he's good, he's committed, it works. And if he plays competitive matches, I think he can improve. He came in, yeah, maybe. But the thing with potential is, yeah, the determination is big due to the resolute personality, though. Or the other way around, however you want to put it. Well, you can give him official warnings. Official warnings increase work rate and determination. But overall, you can see the mental sample here. Good teamwork, good work rate, good determination. Resolute personality implies good determination and good professionalism, and a certain amount of resistance to pressure, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, exactly. He's reserved. Reserved implies that he has he's not very how do I put this? He doesn't spark controversy. So he's not one to go to the media immediately. And he's somewhat resistant to pressure. So this is the one you can push. Like in 5 years, we can push him every single game. Go there and say, we expect more, we expect more, we expect more, we expect more. And he will react positively 80% of the time. And just do more. And same in training. He will push himself immediately. Because he's resolute implies that he's, yes, he is. And this is exactly what we need in this position. So even though he's not up to the standard of the squad right now, you can see he doesn't have match experience either, right? But if you look at the way he redistributes his attributes, this is a small sample of data, so this is hard to determine. But you can see he lost what he doesn't train in, and he immediately won it back in the attributes he trains in. So, and corner taking, but who cares about corner taking? That's a random increase. But the other ones that are unimportant to him, he lost these. So that implies good training performances, or effective training performances. And this is a symptom of his professionalism. This has nothing to do with the determination. This is just the professionalism in him. He works hard, he trains hard. So that's good. In that sense, he is a viable long-term addition to the squad, I feel, if he gets this 1-star gap covered. The rest of the team is basically the same, with one exception. This guy's back. And this was a signing I was not hoping to make, to be perfectly honest. So he's got a history, and you might not be aware of it because he weren't around back then. But he played for us. These 2 seasons he was happy. And as you can see in this season, 9 assists, 5 goals. This was the season. Well, this was the first of the 2 seasons we nearly went up. So he got promoted with us, and then we nearly got promoted again. We finished 3rd spot. We lost the last game. And I might add, we lost the last game, and we lost the last game 1 day after a promise was broken. A promise to Oliver Swan that we would improve the training facilities, and he was really devastated by us not keeping that promise. So we might have gone up if not for that promise. That's part of the story, if I'm not mistaken. The next season, we kept him around, renewed the promise and told him that we would fix it. We didn't. We couldn't. So he scored another 5 goals, only had 4 assists, decent average rating overall. For a player that cannot have morale beyond average, strictly average, he never can be in good morale due to the broken promise. He did just fine. And he was club captain at this point. So 2 years as a club captain, he's basically the brother of choice of Nila Fossell, if you want to put it that way, in midfield. They played together for 2.5 years. And it works just fine, these two, on this level especially, but also the league below. Yes, exactly, and we are absolutely unable to keep that promise, and we got rid of a lot of players that we could sign only for the promise. So in the end, I chose to let him go. So as you can see here, we got paid 6.5k by Huddinge IF, which I think Huddinge wasn't with us in the league, but we might have pushed him down at some point. I'm not sure. Let me have a look. No, they were never with us in the league. Maybe we played them in the cup someday, but so it was not a threat to us. And really, the thing was, nobody was willing to come in for Olivers 1 other than 4th league clubs, which this is, and we had to force him to leave at this point, because well, he wanted to go, but he felt he was club captain, and he felt like he was destined for big things, and that nobody agreed. Well, our club agreed, but nobody outside agreed. So we sold him in the end, and finally he went out the door, and we were happier for it, I guess. Nobody complained either. It was about the loss of other players that the complaints came up in that season. We had a mutiny on our hands at some point. But anyway, part of this contract was a sell-on clause for 50%. So I'm talking a lot here, but this is important, at least to me, historically speaking. He had a shitty season with them. I don't care. He was no longer our player, and well, they still cover these payments. So most of these payments are, how do I put this? Repeated payments every half a year. We distributed them like I usually do, because I prefer recurring income to having the money now. I don't want the money now. I cannot spend the money now. I cannot build a training center on 2K. I want a repeated income so that I can pay wages. And if I all of a sudden have 100k in the bank, every player will start complaining about an improved contract. So I hate that. I definitely want that money pushed out as far as possible and have sustained income so I can pay them on a repeated basis and keep the wages low. That's just a trick in Football Manager. And then I realized, well, Olivers 1 is available. He wasn't unhappy with them, I think, but I realized that I can offer for him just for fun, because he's in a lower league. We know him pretty well. We know that he can play this league, apparently. I still was favorite personnel for him. What do you mean, the SI in Football Manager? I don't know. Well, I guess this is part of a database somewhere. It's probably, most of it is probably known to a degree. Well, anyway, so he was in the last year of his contract with them. So they paid 6.5k. We're unable to give him a decent contract. He had a shitty contract. Oh, that stuff. The players about that. I think the players know about the general financial circumstances of the club. Like if you're rich for your level or not. And they determine this by current value, not by what you earn going forward. So in that sense, I'm kind of navigating around that barrier. It's the other way around too, by the way. So once you're broke, it doesn't matter if 500,000 comes in next month. If you're broke, you can reduce the wages. The players will not complain. Yeah, there's that. So anyway, I managed to get an offer out for 4k. These 4k all went through pretty well, and Olivers 1 was happy with like €5 more than he was paid previously, because he didn't consider himself to be club captain, an important player or star player anymore. He considered himself to be back at the club and be a squad player, and that's fine. Now I realized that we have low in that position, which we signed for the Metzala position, but all of a sudden we have 2 viable options. And out of these 4k, well, we only pay 2, right? Because there's a 50% sell-on clause. So in the end, we made 4.5k for giving him away for 1 season, which is really good business. And now we have him back, but on basically the same contract. His unhappiness has been resolved because he has been at another club for a year. No new promises, no sell-on clauses, no additional stuff. So in the end, we made some money on our former club captain, and all of a sudden he's happy. Isn't that great? Like, what more can you wish for? Now, I don't think he will be club captain going forward, but he's happy. So he can have positive morale all of a sudden again. I cannot remember the last time I saw that with Oliver Swan. And there's some notable moments on the stream on YouTube where I go into detail how much I hate Oliver Swan. So to see him back with us, and I'm really sorry about the real person. By the way, this is a real player, so I'm definitely sorry about what happened there, and I have no hard feelings with the real player. But with the in-game representation, he was a pain in the ass most of the time to deal with, seriously. So to have him back and have him back on good terms is just outstanding to me. But this is one of these stories that only Football Manager can write. I will always remember this story, probably. And as you can see, he's got a few notable weaknesses. The long shots, specifically, and the off-the-ball movement. That's it. End of story. For Metzala at 23 on our level, that's great. So, yeah. And that's all the signings we made, I think. No, that's not true. That's not true. I nearly forgot the most important part. Or maybe not the most important part. So, this is a Swedish/Bosnian central defender. And he's got good jumping reach, decent strength, and overall a good sample of defensive attributes. What's more important to me, though, is alongside the better defensive attributes in comparison to Ytterhogdals, he brings decent passing and technique. We actually have somebody in defense that can play a pass now. Somebody with a moderate amount of pace too, and some acceleration. So we might not concede 25 goals on the counter. I'm exaggerating here. But hopefully we can avoid like 5 goals with this. Or maybe even 2. Who cares? But if you avoid 2 goals and you conceded, I don't know, 25 last season or 30. We didn't concede that much, I think. All of a sudden 2 goals are a lot. And if these 2 goals you avoid is 1 due to a misplaced pass that isn't misplaced because he's got better passing than 3 or 4 points, and 1 is due to the fact that he's able to outrun the striker in this situation, then you've made a good signing. And he's not that expensive. He's on 60 euros a week, so that's okay. Also, he's 23, so some potential left in him, probably. Personality isn't great, but overall I can deal with this. So we train him as a ball-playing defender now, and just hope for the best. In fact, he might do some passing training here. And what happened along the way is that, Robin Wickberg complained that he will not have a place in the squad anymore. He was worried about his playing time and started to complain first to us. And it's still noted here. He was worried that the new signing will take his position in the team. And after he started complaining, I actually thought we would get rid of Ytterhogdals, to be perfectly honest, because he offers some flexibility. But after he started complaining, I thought to myself, okay, you can complain somewhere else. So he went on and complained somewhere else. And somewhere else even pays us 25 euros a month. Great. So now he can play there, and once he comes back, either he stops complaining or, well, will not extend his contract. Doesn't matter to me. That's that. So that's an overview of the changes of the squad, I think. Burnson came back too, from loan. This is physically, this is a wonder kid, I guess. The rest of it, not so much. But physically, this is a beast. Yeah, and the same can be said for Ngongo. So on the right wing back position, we have really, really dominating players, physically speaking. The rest of it is shit. There's nothing to be found here that's good. Yeah, the long throws are okay in the work rate, but really, they are brilliant from a physical point of view, and hopefully one of the two can make an impact every single game. Yeah, I might have forgot something, but I think that's it. So that's the overview for the changes. I don't think I will make many more changes. I would be willing to look at the wage budget now. So I said I was willing to go to 1.5k, but at this point I'm trying to reduce the wage budget and offer out players on loan, like the youth players and so on. Get rid of some of these, and most of them are just a drain on on finance overall. On the other hand, I'm trying to poach youth players for €5 a week that have good personality and preferably English nationality, because, well, you know, this stuff. So that's what's going on right now. And given that you are the tactical genius, self-declared, I might add, we also made changes to set pieces that are of tactical nature, because there's no target man up front anymore. And we made some changes here. We're trying with the low crosses now. I'm not sure if low crosses or whip crosses are better in this situation. And we experimented with pass into space from time to time. And wasting time sometimes is probably the default setup going forward, because it helps with possession-based football to a degree. Just retain possession and pass the ball around. We can go with a draw. And to lure the opposition in a false sense of security. And that's it worked out well throughout the friendlies. Let me put it that way. With him and the risky passing, I'm not sure yet if this is a good idea. Yes, I think so. And so you witnessed last season, and last season was bad, or the end of last season, I guess, middle and end. You witnessed, right? But I still remember the 2 seasons where we finished third. 2 seasons in a row in third spot. Now, I'm not saying we will end in third spot again, and I'm not saying we will end up in top half, but I'm arguing that with these improvements in this season, throughout this season, we will not have to do with relegation. If we do, the league is much stronger than before, because overall we strengthened the squad. The goalkeeper's performance was never the problem. We strengthened central defense. We have a better secondary option on the right wingback position. The left wingback position is still weak overall. The loss of Muteba will be felt, but I think Dirk is a workhorse, as you put it. If Dirk doesn't cut it, and Alp doesn't cut it, I'll go out and bring... Where is he? Wallin. I'll bring Wallin back. He's the one who didn't work so well in preseason. So I thought, let's loan him out. And this is due to the fact that positioning, off the ball movement, and marking aren't great. It's not so much about the rest, maybe concentration, but these two are lacking, and well, we could see it. So I've had enough of this. I thought, let's go with a real defender there. I don't want him to commit much going forward. He's got a bit better positioning, and he's got the stamina for it. So all of a sudden the hole in defense is fixed most of the time. At least that's what I'm hoping for. If that doesn't work, Walden can make a comeback and Dirk can go out and down. I don't care much. We can recall him. Ekman never was a problem. It's not about Ekman that we conceded goals. It's not about Ekman that we didn't create. With better options up front, he can probably provide more than 5 assists a season. And he has better options up front right now. Not Forsell. There's nothing to complain about Forsell overall. For 4-3-3 with... How do you put up a 4-3-3 with 2 DMs? So, my favorite formation usually is a 4-2-3-1 with 2 DMs. Oh, that way. Oh, just switch the triangle. Yeah. Okay. Yep. That's probably viable too. The thing is, yeah. The thing is, our players. If you look at Nila Forsell, he's strictly box to box. And the other ones we have are more of attacking options. So the way it works here, this how do I put this? There's let me think if I can get the 4 roles in central midfield back. So in midfield you need a runner, a workhorse, as you put it. You need a creator. You need somebody that can score on the off situation. And you need a holding midfielder, a defender basically, in midfield, usually. I think that's the roles. So the creative player role is covered by 2 players here, Low and Ekman. The workhorse is definitely Forsell, he's the runner. The scoring, again, is covered by 2 players here, Low and Ekman. But the holding midfielder area is not covered by anyone, in that sense. Now, you could argue that Forsell is half a holding midfielder due to being box-to-box. He goes back. You could argue that Low, as a Metzala, travels back into midfield and helps defending, and he does. He does. But he's not, in his primary role, he's not a defender. And you could argue that Ekman, as a regista, will not push up really high. He will remain in a deep position. So in that sense, he's... maybe half a holding midfielder. In fact, he's got really good passing completion, right? So you could argue that this is an anchorman in disguise. That's this shitty attributes though for it. Yes, exactly. But on the other hand, this midfield triangle pushes defense a bit up, higher up in the opposition area. Defending begins at midfield line latest. So it's far away from the goal that the opposition is engaged. And a lot of the threats we face are long balls. Because this is highly congested, not also contested. It's a contested area too, but it's also highly congested and once they have control of the ball. And these usually are instructed to come back and help out in defense. So in defense it looks more like this most of the time. And in that sense, another triangle would give away space in midfield. Also, in another triangle, I would need to play with a ball-winning midfielder or, I don't know, something. We played with a ball-winning midfielder here, by the way, it works fine. So, especially this wing, one of the long-time watchers, Popple, suggested that we need a holding midfielder here or here. I don't necessarily disagree. Might be. So to a 4-3-3, if this is a mirror match, basically, we are not that vulnerable because this is due to possession-based football. and due to the fact that we can overlap on the wings. Once we overlap on the wings of a 4-3-3 like this one, if you want to call this a 4-3-3, has the problem that they have to make a decision. Either they travel back all the way, from the wingers travel back all the way, or they will suffer crosses all the time. And suffering crosses all the time for an entire 90 minutes is not fun. Especially not if you're faced with a workhorse like this. Like with this stamina and this acceleration and pace and so on, the crossing is not even that good. But he's capable of providing problems to opposition's defense if he overlaps all the time, and this is the concept. So in that sense, he's good. Also, traveling back, so we instructed him to take fewer risks, right? This is down to you, by the way. This is your fault. Like we did this on behalf of your thinking, and in that sense, he goes more for the possession pass from time to time now, and overlaps. Well, he still overlaps, but he doesn't run with it all the time, or go with the risky pass. He tries to retain possession most of the time, and there's some. This forces them to pull back within their own area a lot. And usually there's some sort of cave in here on the left defensive side of theirs. Also, Telander is one speedy bastard, seriously. So that nails them to their post basically in this area. I'm not saying we will not concede on the counter here, but on the other hand, conceding on the counter once he's got time to run back, he's able to catch up with some of them at least. Not with every winger in the game, but with some of them. And we have a decent, fast central defender here with decent positioning and so on. Yes. I think so too. But I removed a lot of the specific tactical instructions of many of these players that were in previously, because these days with the new additions, some of them don't make sense. For example, here was shoot less often. I don't agree. At this point, shooting less often is not a good idea. At this point, shooting less often is stupid. More often, probably neither. Same with the flare. 10 points of flare are not like, I want you to be creative every single time, with 8 points of passing and 5 points of vision. Just play a regular passing game. But I wouldn't want him to not try penetrating passes from time to time. Vary it a little bit, that's okay. Yeah, I can see why. I can see why. But the thing is, if I give him shoot more often, and give him shoot more often, and probably give Tillander shoot more often, then there's a lot of people shooting all of a sudden. And with these 12 points of long shot, well, he's better at it, right? And Tillander, he's got 9 points of finishing. The long shots is only 7, but I mean, I expect him to score 5 to 10. So these three they are not far off each other. Tillander falls off a little bit, but he's got the experience to score 5 to 10 goals a season, and he's a former striker. You can clearly see it from time to time. And even for Cell, long shots 8. That's not great, but he scores the odd goal from time to time. And then there's multi-Ekman. You might have realized that we've got a Register who also has long shots 11. So in that sense, the entire squad is threatening at this point. This is also part of the corner taking setup, by the way, and for the free kicks and so on. We're hoping to score from outside the penalty area most of the time at this point. So instructing one of them to shoot more often is, I don't know, it feels unbalanced, I guess. If that makes any sense to you. Because I don't necessarily feel anyone should shoot more often. It's rather about if the situation arises, go for the shot. Because I'm sure most of you can. Yeah. That's it. Also, we go with work ball into the box to retain possession. So we may just flip that, right? So if the game goes bad, we can simply go remove the work ball into box, go shoot on side, and everyone is perfectly capable to do a shot on side. So that might work too. But yeah. To hold up, you mean? Oh, hold position here. So I'm not sure if this is worthwhile. First of all, I never tried this. I have no idea what this does. But what I witnessed so far in the game is that Tillander usually comes deep. Like as an inverted winger, he runs towards Ngongo and low, usually. So like in either in this direction, going for a pass to Ngongo or in midfield, in somewhere, or if he doesn't go, if he doesn't hold the ball and hold position, he usually dribbles in midfield, which is totally fine. He's got dribbling 9, first touch 9, technique 9. His passing is good. He's pacey. So there's some confusion here once he dribbles. If I tell him to hold position, would that imply that he relies on his strength? Honest question. I have no idea. That would be bad, right? So we can experiment with that, I guess. I'm not sure how it plays out. But yeah, sure. He can hold a wide position probably. On the other hand, overloading the middle sometimes is really worthwhile. So against a 4-4-2, for example, I don't think holding the position is too viable. He can get into the middle with the others. Let those two central midfielders here face a 4-man pressure. Why not? Yeah, that's a problem though. Because his anticipation is shit. that's part of the reason why he plays on a support duty. So this is the role, but anyway, yeah. You see, this is why he relies on work rate. Yeah, I think really I enjoy these conversations, by the way. So in that sense, I'm really happy to have you back. Seriously, this is great. I enjoy that very much. Yeah, it's a good idea though. If he ever develops the anticipation, or I don't know, any other strength, I'm perfectly willing to change that around from time to time. So yeah. Also the fact that this goes with an attacking duty, it's not like I'm a big fan of it. Well, hopefully I can going forward. So this is an exception right now. My girlfriend dropped, I don't know, like she's asleep, but if I say she dropped dead, it might sound wrong, but yeah, she dropped into bed at 10 p.m. and I just switched the light off and thought to myself, okay, nobody cared today about 7 hours of streaming. I was really streaming into the void, more or less. That's not true. A new guy came around, and well, is he still around? No, Meek a billion is though. Hi Meek. Anyway, yeah, some new guy came along. I forgot the name right now. Something with P, and some guy from USA, and he was around and kept me company, but nobody else. The last 2 days were really shitty in terms of people around to debate stuff. I realized that you have other stuff to do than watching me stream all day, so that's okay. But yeah, I felt a bit lonely, to be honest. So in that sense, I'm really glad to have you back. The same with Meek, even though he's lurking right now. But that's cool. I'm happy to see that. But going forward, I will have a day job. So in April. So we've got 10 to 15 days of this, where I can stream throughout the day too. And afterwards, it will be, I don't know, more sparse. That's just the reality of it. I will be a trainee going forward in management, and that will probably put some pressure on me as a person. So we'll see how much I can stream. But let's say I'm hoping for 3 days a week, maybe in the evening, probably. Maybe one time a weekend and 2 days throughout the week, and probably not 7 hours long. Most definitely not 7 hours long, but it's probably a good thing. It's not so healthy to stream for 7 to 10 hours, I guess. And I realized that with myself. Like 7 hours is a lot. And these 10.5 hours streams leave you exhausted, I guess. So yeah, it's still fun though. It still is. Also, I was suggested the last 2 days to play Counter-Strike and FIFA. And somebody explicitly told me to switch games. Also, I was offered yet another package for user interface improvements for the stream. You know, the stuff with the banner and so on. Like that happens like, I don't know, every 5 to 10 followers. Yeah, but I will not deal with EA. Or with, I don't know, where is FIFA these days? Is this Origin? I'm not sure. What is it? Anyway, I hate DRM. I will not go there. I'll play everything available on good old games. Yeah, I won't be that hard on it, but I just don't wanna install any crap that I don't want. So I really have a hard time with Steam already, and I despise Steam, seriously. I don't want Steam on my computer, but it's the way it is for Football Manager. It's really explicitly on my machine for Football Manager. That's all I have on Steam, more or less. There's just like 5 games in there too, but yeah, I only play Football Manager on Steam, and the rest of it is good old games all the way. And this is yeah, just it's a political statement basically. I do not want DRM in my games. My summer car. This is a suggestion. It's a survival game. Ooh. Ooh. It's Steam only though. You realize that I don't own a car, right? This must be this is bait. Insert meme here. This is bait. Oh, Mad Max meme. He terminated his contract. This is wonderful. Come on in. Maybe you're a good keeper. Yeah. Well, I will consider it. Seriously. How much is it, by the way? So if I open up Steam now, $14.99. Yeah, that's affordable. I finished GTA. Well, great. Do you remember, what was it? It's not Burnout, the other series. Is it Flat Out? Flat Out it is. Flat Out 1 was great. And Flat Out 2 too, to a degree. So these racing games with a destructible environment in cars, I really loved that. That was fun. I don't know what happened to that series though. Oh. Well, there was one didn't get much better. David Person is... I don't know. Yeah, Burnout Paradise, man. That was the times. Oh, it's getting hot in here. With all the computers running, doors closed, no windows. That taxi game. So obviously you're not talking GTA. I remember the taxi movies. There might have been a game to this. I'm not sure. In French culture, there's this taxi stuff, Crazy Taxi. I don't remember that. Let me Google that. Yes, I remember that. I remember that loosely though. It's been a long time. I still remember a game where you could build your own tracks and with you know, loops and ramps and all that stuff, and then run it, and tracks with ice and so on. There were some really shitty games back when I first owned a computer. Like I played Sam & Max, the original version, the pixel stuff that came with 7 floppy disks. So yeah, I'm that old. And back then I bought my first computer from money that I earned delivering newspapers. So this is how old I am. And really, Sam & Max is a wonderful game, all of them. That's because people back then, they had no respect for anything. Like there's Sam & Max, this comic game that is, I don't know, cynical of basically everything in the entire world back then. And with an amount of violence all of a sudden in a comic game that you wouldn't expect. It looks like a fun game with, I don't know, a naked rabbit and a police dog, and all of a sudden there's like, I don't know, within the first half hour of the game another animal gets turned inside out. So I guess yeah, great game. Yeah, that's been a while. I've played that for a few hours, I guess, but I more or less missed that series, to be perfectly honest. I'm aware of it though. They do not get enough coaching attention, seriously. If I look back at my strategy game and role-playing game experiences, my early ones these days, I feel the same. So this is a youngster we're willing to sign to. You probably disagree, but he comes in. They pay €2 a week for us to take him until the end of 2030 or middle of 2030, I think. End of 2030. He will have a youth contract with us for €5, so that makes it effectively €3 a week for a youth player that is resolute. We can remove this trait, hopefully, and as a resolute, hopefully he can develop into something. Not really. But he comes cheap. So I'm willing to offer an entire whopping €3 a week for him. And then we'll see. This is what happens if you invite other youth intake for trial. And now they're angry as if he was any worse than what we have. But who cares? Yeah, but you can do that. You can do that with most of our central defenders too, right? Like you can do that here too. Same here. That's okay. I can do that. In fact, guess what we do. So, yeah. Let the crosses come, not a problem. But sure, but the jumping reach is just due to the fact that, okay, see, he's not even that tall. You're right. This jumping reach is good for him. He will not improve that. This is as far as he goes. He's as tall as me in real life. I'm 1 centimeter smaller. But this is really decent jumping reach for somebody on that level. That said, the trade needs to go immediately. And what I can say though is the passing is okay. So we have a chance, either we retain that, and that crossing he can lose. But either we try to retain that. Yeah. But this is, for a 16-year-old, it always looks like this. Seriously. This is none of it. Where is it? There's a technique training. Wonderful. And now we'll leave it like this. But what I thought about just now was, so this is probably overdoing it though. But come to think of it, first touch is good. Passing is good. Technique is shit though. On the other hand, I might as well go with ball playing defender for him. Who cares? If he doesn't develop at all, well. Yeah, I know. But did you know that you can instruct ball playing defenders not to dribble? Like we did here. So they don't. I realized that they have some instructions to dribble in their. It's like a hidden instruction for ball playing defender, I think, to dribble. But he's got dribbling 5 and he doesn't dribble either. We just told him to let it go. So now he doesn't dribble anymore, or not that much. I don't know if it works always. I guess if it does always work, man, I'm tired. But yeah, hopefully that works out fine. And with the guy we just signed, we didn't do it for, who's this? Oh yeah, so we didn't do that, or I didn't do that for the fact that he will develop into anything. I did it for the personality. I thought for that money, under these circumstances, I can take the risk to add this guy to the general squad to improve overall squad personality. So in case some potential is in there. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. But again here, I've got 25-year-olds with 6 points of composure. So that's okay. I don't think he's insane, as you put it. Really, this is not great. He needs a lot of improvement, but on the other hand, he's 16. That said, at our club, improvement is hard to get. Our training facilities are shit, the coaches are shit. He will learn how to plant potatoes though, I can tell you that. And we're trying to get rid of most of our youth intake. And nobody wants him. You don't say, man. You don't say. Both of them actually. The youth facilities, the training facilities, and the youth recruitment on top. And now we only need €1 million to pay it all. You know what we need? We need a cup run. We don't even need to get promoted. Being promoted would solve it all too. But a cup run, like, I'm not talking like winning the cup. I'm talking like living through the first 2 rounds of the cup. I'll show you in a second. Usually in the second round of the cup we face a second league team or a Premier League team. If we win one of these, by sheer accident, we're not only 15k in the plus for that cup game. Yeah, the tycoon that takes over entire Ytterhogdal with its 250 inhabitants and all of the potato plants along with it. I think that's a highly realistic scenario. I mean, who doesn't love potatoes? So why wouldn't we take over a club like this and then the entire village along the way? In fact, there have been votes recently. It was voted if the chairman can remain in his position, and I feel like the chairman, his wife, and his 3 cousins hung around the club, and it was decided if he, his wife, or the second cousin will do, being chairman going forward. It rotates. And every 4 years they think about who's willing to do it next. That's probably how it works here. This is what they call a free vote. I don't know. I'm just trying to be funny here. No, probably doesn't work that way. Also, sorry to the Ytterhogdal. You're probably a great club, seriously. It's run like a restaurant. I don't think everybody's on speed, man. That's not how it works. And so, let's not go there. This is Twitch after all. So I'm not promoting anything, but let's just say, according to my experience, there's a lot more drugs in restaurants and with restaurant stuff than I would like to have. These people are, I don't know. Drugs are bad, man. Okay, drugs are bad. And I've got a few friends in these environments, in management usually, or in senior roles. But the stuff that happens there, man, wow. A recruitment meeting. Why? Oh, McDonald's kitchen staff is that's just students that need the money. They will do anything for money. It's like even work at McDonald's. No, I'm not making that joke. I just thought about a joke, but I will not go there. I will not be banned within the first 2 months of streaming. But let's just say I have really had dark humor. And by the way, I never worked at McDonald's, but I worked in a restaurant too. Yeah, I do too, but some people don't like it, and well, there's Americans in control of this platform, so I'm cautious. They have very different interpretations of some stuff, so let's not do that. Okay, so we have 32 players with expiring contracts at the end of the season. You think we should probably extend some of these? If you would extend one contract right now, which one would it be? From the top of your head. No recommended players, great. At least the scouting doesn't work. Filter out by potential? Okay. I will not do that in the meeting window there. Let's go, well, not with staff probably. Let's go in squad. Potential. Alright. This is sorted by potential. So, what do you think? I guess I forgot about Speedy Boy. This is, you can thank me a billion, but I think he left. Yeah, he left. So you can thank Mick a billion for that nickname. This is Jonathan Bengtsson. I just couldn't remember the name most of the time. So yeah. Now he's Speedy Boy because he's a Speedy Boy. Thanks to Mick a billion, I guess. And Puget. So I share your opinion. The problem is Puget is really shit. Like, this is what he did in 9 games. I don't know why he's still part of the squad. I guess for his great potential. But the great potential needs to be shaped into, I don't know, probably be hammered into shape at this point. To be fair, so I will do it. I promised I'll do it, so I'll do it. So Puget is part of a mentoring group that is trained by Felix Hellberg, to be fairly professional at least. Now, Hellberg is not a great player, but I don't care. He has good personality. And Ostrom as well as Puget. Hopefully get some professionalism out of this. But Puget's performances have been absurd. Yes, they are shit. Welcome to the club. This is coaching overall. I will show you the coaches here. This is what we have. And the best of it all is the goalkeeping coaching. We cannot afford a goalkeeping coach that is even 2-star. Even 1.5 star is too much. We just can't afford one. The best goalkeeping coach in the club is the active player in the goal, Zetterberg. We want him to be goalkeeping coach for, I don't know, 2.5 seasons now. He doesn't want to. He thinks he's a player first and foremost. He doesn't want to work teaching himself, even though that would improve goalkeeping coaching to 2.5 stars or 3. So, yeah. Want to see our goalkeeping coach? This is our goalkeeping coach. I will wake up my girlfriend like this. You'll be responsible. So the thing is though, to make it worth your while, the thing is with the staff. Don't forget about this though, right? If we go half a star up for most of these, we're in the area of 150 euros per week. Which will absolutely wreck us within a season. So I can sign a goalkeeping coach for 150 euros a week, yes. But it will ruin us financially overall if we start this. The trip throughout the staff is basically sign specific staff for every training category and vastly underpay them and let them train one category. That's where we're going. And then get them a coaching course, because the coaching course is much cheaper than paying them a real wage. So basically the same way we do with the senior squad, or we did for the last 3 seasons. Exploit them. Just exploit them. 6 euros a week is a perfectly fine wage for a part-time contract. They can, I don't know, stack shelves, plant potatoes. I don't care. They don't have to earn a living here. They're playing football. This is about fun. So, yeah, in that sense, we're an amateur club, if we want to put it that way. At least the way I run it. But I will increase this going forward at some point, yes. If the money comes in, yes. So, I promised I would extend the contract. You said, Puget, you will be responsible for it. Seriously, do I have to? Can I wait throughout the season? Is this allowed? I will probably extend it anyway. But can I do this later on, once he starts to complain about wanting a new contract or something like this? Lock him up for 5 years. Fine. There it is. You said it. You will be responsible. Okay. Okay. So what's he dealt with? His future prospect right now. I will do it, but only if we can keep contract demands within the current environment. Like 20-25 euros, perfectly fine. I will not pay him 70 euros all of a sudden. That's my condition. I will not overspend on this kid. Because he's a promise to the future and he's a very empty promise right now. Perfectly fine. I will lock him up. That's good. He can have this contract immediately. This is the same contract demands as before. He played like shit and he knows it. Oh. We probably should have extended the contract previously. Well, now it's too late. So 5 years is not a possibility, but we can go with 3 plus, 2 plus 2 options. It's Monsieur. It's Monsieur to you. So he is Norwegian and French. So it is Monsieur Pouget. Or Pouget. Sorry. He's French. And there's no turning back now that you know that he's French. this is you gotta keep it now. Yeah. Injury release clause would be an idea, but I don't think who cares really. Relegation wage drop is in, yeah. Seriously, man. Don't be nasty. I will have this. As I said, I will have this. The 15 games though, he might not make these. But anyway, this is fine. So it's not a 5-year deal. It's only 4 years. I hope I am forgiven. Well, potentially 4 years. We've got some options too. Alright, we extended that one. Anyone else? Let's have a look. So Morgan is a new signing and very expensive. I don't think that's a good idea. Speedy boy. How long's his contract? The same clauses here. He's on a €6 per week contract though. He never played much. This is the first season with the club. He came in on a free, and we loaned him out immediately. He did well last season. But I will need to see how he does throughout the season. And if he does well as a replacement for Tilander, he can have a contract for 15 or something. Yeah. You realize who's in front of him, right? You realize that there's Morgan here, and that there's Liljedahl here. Where's Liljedahl? Here. This is Liljedahl. It's not like he's great, but he's not bad. So these two are in front of him. Pouget will have a hard time. That's why we're trying to loan him out. To get him, I don't know, 25 games somewhere. That said, I think Pouget could play this league, yes. If he had the mentality for it. Because he's been shitty all over last season. The entire time. He came on when nobody else performed and he still performed like crap. He didn't take his 9 chances. So... It's not... Well, he tried though. I don't know what happened. He tried. I'm really sorry to see this too. By the way, Pouget wanted to have like 300 euros a week. First we talked to him and we just ignored him for half a year until his contract demands were down at 6 euros a week. There's so much stories to Pouget already. the little push the next little push he got. This must have been previously, prior to you joining the stream. So the next push that happened with Puget was somebody offered, I kid you not, 16,000 euros for him. Immediately, the chairman accepted it. We had no hand in it. It was like, chairman was like, 16k for this guy? Yeah, get him out the door. Immediately get rid of him. And we were like, okay, for 16k we would probably part with Puget. I mean, we paid like 3 weeks of wages for him, maybe 3 months, I don't know. 16k is good. And Puget was like, well, I earn 6 euros a week here. Let's see, they offer 16k? Je ne sais pas. And a week later, close to the end of the transfer window, Puget was like, no, I'm not gonna go with these. They cannot pay my wage requirements. And then he remained at the club, and we didn't get a 16,000 euros. So immediately afterwards, I went in and was like, Puget, do you want to sign a new contract, considering they just came in for you? And he was like, yeah, I think I need 20 euros a week. And now he plays for 15 euros a week for us. And now I have no idea what the contract demands were with the other club. But apparently they spent the entire 16k on the transfer fee and didn't have enough money to pay him 15 euros a week. So that's Puget in a nutshell. Yeah. The stories for these players, seriously. And the next offer that came in for him was a free transfer 1 year later. Also, you're not the first one to have high hopes for him. And to me, he's like a running joke in this squad. I do not want to get rid of him, but on the other hand, let's just say my belief in him has been shattered from time to time due to these stories. So, yeah. We'll see where it goes, right? I can seriously say that this has been the most fun I had in the last 2 days. Thank you very much for this. Yeah, he is. In every sense, though. He is young and hopeless, probably. I would also be perfectly willing to extend the contract of Adam Holmstrom, by the way. But apparently throughout the last half a year. Yeah, sure, you can. Sure, always. His decisions is 6, yes. So this needs improvement. That's true. That's part of it. That's why we're training, by the way. Yeah, I think he was on decisions composure training previously. Give me a second. He's inverted wing on attack duty there. With this formation. Yeah, but still. You can see he improved a little bit, but this is natural development, and this is all over the place. But you can see that he had some match experience that improved a little bit. Decision making went up too, but we're trying to get it, I don't know, in the 8 to 9 area. That will help him a lot, I guess. And then there's the passing. So I have no passing stats for him right now because the season isn't running. But overall, his passing is okay-ish. That's alright. Really, if not for the shitty performances last season, he would probably improve by more. Yeah, sure. This is how it goes. Okay, back to Hellstrom. So, Adam Hellstrom is probably one of the most important players in our squad right now, just for the potential. And I guess he's on a 2.5-year adhesion contract right now. But if he continues playing like this in the first team, well, you know, this stuff happened. This will not change anytime soon, other than we go up. If we go up, this will probably change all of a sudden. But otherwise, yeah, we will lose him at some point. And probably at the end of the season or at the end of next season. Well, he's bound till 2029, so at the end of the next season, because this season goes until November 2027, so we can still have him 2028. That said, the chairman might have an opinion on this, because a 20-year-old, fairly professional with good traits and decent performances as a central defender, I mean, I wouldn't say AIK all of a sudden arrive, but it might be that Troll hadn't discovered that Ytterhogdal produced yet another good youth player and come in with an offer of 15k. So that happens. And then he'll be gone. And I can't do shit about it. Then there's a lot of other stuff here. Or players with decent potential. Ngongo, obviously. But if I look at this, well, he's got a contract extension and he's bound till 2028. So, if I look at this though, this isn't even skewed anymore. This is dump every single experience points into physicals and forget about the rest. I don't know how they created this player. Yeah, but that's okay. This club is run as a business anyway. We will sell them. Seriously, this is how we make money. Let them go out the door, keep the 15k or whatever is offered for them, and every little step towards the training center helps. It's all about the training center in the end. Ytterhogdal and the training center. This is the story of this stream. It's not even multiple iterations of the training center. It's just the one iteration of the training center, so that they don't have to dribble around potato plants anymore. That's how it works. Casper Burnson, same here. I don't know. I don't want to extend this contract just yet. I want to see him develop. At least he did a little bit so far. Right. So I don't know. One of the two will succeed, or maybe even two. Talander, he's 25 now, long-term servant of the club. I don't see him leaving anytime soon. He will make these 15 games. Yes. Yes, they do. Probably. Probably. Same with Liljedal. Now we are... I don't know about this potential though. I'm not sure with this. He didn't improve much recently. He's fairly pro though, and this is not that concerning to me. He's inverted winger on attack TOD, so yeah, still not good. He declined. No debate. But I don't know, he didn't improve much either. I guess he reached a level he can play on with us. And early signs that he may be on a decline. Sorry, but he's 25. He's not on the decline just yet. He has another 5 years in him, at least. Then he can be on the decline, but not for now. Also, a viable addition to the squad. He's fairly pro, so I want to keep this guy. Even if he's just backup, he will be retained if I can. But I will not extend his contract right now, even though it runs out. In fact, let me have a look. He wants to be squad player at this point. That's okay, he's influential though. So, let's see. Fringe. Yeah. Definitely wants to be squad. I will... No. Squad player is fine. And that's 70 euros a week. And for now we pay him 50. So either we get him down to 50 again for the contract extension, or I don't know. The thing is, he's also prone to injury. I don't like this. So let's make him a lowball offer. Yeah. And the thing is, how do you put risk it in this situation? Risk making him unhappy, or risk giving him an extended contract? Risk losing him? I'm not sure, because last season he played like shit. But the season before, he was part of the squad and played the entire season. And no, that's not true. He was injured back then. So he played half the season, but the half that he played, that was after he was injured, by the way. That was a wonderful second half of the season. He was on a 7 point something rating overall in 16 games. In fact, I should open this. Here we have it. This is what he can do. And the next season was absolutely crap, because there was no one up front who took on his passes. The last season really, it came down to the lack of a good striker in the end. That's on me. So I think he's viable long term. I really think that. But yeah. For Puget, I guess. For Puget to have playing time on the pitch. No, seriously. I'm not sure I want to. Let me put it that way. I'm not sure I want to. Because he's influential. And he's got good personality. He has a decent trait for his skill set. So he has moves into channels. That is not exactly what he needs, but it's close. He's got the anticipation and the off-the-ball movement to pull it off. He's got the physicals to a degree. His acceleration could improve. But overall, he's sitting in dangerous spaces most of the time, and he can play a decent pass. So in that sense, you could argue he's more of a playmaker type. I will not disagree. He's more of a wide playmaker type in a way. And that's okay. It works just fine. But he needs somebody to take the ball. And all of a sudden we have a striker this season up front who can do a lot of stuff with the ball. So that might just make it because I realize long shooting. Yeah, he needs long shooting. He does. But overall, I think this is where he goes, and this is what he is. And this makes contract negotiations particularly hard, because I think he will lose his role in the squad going forward. But he might still be a good addition to the squad on a long-term basis. Let's just go back to the hierarchy here. I think in this position, or maybe highly influential player, even though he might be backup, in this position he is a very good addition to the squad. Because he might reduce in... how do I put this? It might be that we can get him on 50 euros a week, 40 euros a week, 30 euros a week going forward as a backup. Strictly as a backup member. He will not play much anymore, but he will be able to tutor the younglings and be a good addition to the squad overall. In case somebody needs to come on from the bench or something. He can do that. He's got some flexibility in him too, right? We can also play him as a Metzala in case it's needed. I wouldn't say it's a good choice, but it works. We can play him as a deep lying forward in case it's needed. It's not great, but it works. And in that sense, he's okay. And I'm willing to offer him money. But it's more about the long-term prospect to me. But not so much for the great flashy potential. I just imagine him being in the squad. That's it. As a squad player. I don't hope for more. I hope that makes some sense. But this might also be me having an emotional attachment. Yeah, to a degree. Like a reliable position in the squad that has been filled. that you do not have to worry about, because he's professional. This is, by the way, this is the only player that we promised an improvement in training facilities to. He came on, complained about it, that we didn't fulfill it. We told him the chairman wouldn't have it. He said, well, that explains it, thank you very much. We're done here. And went on and did his job. So that might be a random accident, but he's got the professionalism. He comes with the professionalism to go through with it. And that's it. I want to keep this guy for that reason. I think he can be a good, how do I put this? He's got a personality to strive for at this point. Yeah. At least in his history with us, he has been a good guy overall. No complaints so far. Well, other than the performances last season. The performances last season were Puga level. Seriously. Like, that bad. And I have no idea how he got there. And, well, consequently, he didn't improve much. Come on, man, 55 is fine. You can have this. You can have the fees. But I will have my relegation wage drop, and I will remove the extension, the extended clause here. Okay. So we will probably agree on 60 in the end. You can have some additional money here. That's a lot of money though. For him, given the injury proneness, probably more something like this. So more appearance fees, and he will know that. He doesn't like to be paid on a game-by-game basis. Because, hell, well, he might sit it out. He does like that, though. Okay, cool. Wonderful. Very wonderful, in fact. This is all still... Does he insist on any of these? In the end? Yeah, on this. Alright. This is what made it. The 25 euros appearance fee. Now if he gets injured, all of a sudden we don't have to pay that. So that's decent. Yeah. So that covers one position. Okay, but it's 1:30 here. In the middle of the night. It's 1:30 a.m. I should probably get into bed at some point, because the sun will wake me up at 8:30. So that's enough for today. Thank you very much for keeping me company. Alright. To all the following tactical geniuses and everyone else listening, thank you very much for having a good time with me, and we'll see each other tomorrow probably, or I don't know, a day later. You're welcome back anytime, and if you see this later on YouTube, you're invited to come over and keep us company on Twitch. So, good night, sleep well, and until later.